Hey guys, this is Big Daddy Ben, and we got Earth and the Pain Train, and we're here with you with World of Warships, and we just thought we'd do a few things, talk about a few things to, show you how much fun this game can be. First of all, we want to talk we're just going to do like 5 or 10 minutes of talking, and then we're going to go straight into battle. But, Earth and Pain, do you guys have anything you want to say to the new people or the newer people as far as not getting frustrated in the game?
I'd say be patient is a key thing. You're not gonna be able to win every battle and be the best player at the start. It's gonna take some practice and getting used to.
Yeah, I think I can just second that really. It's probably the best advice you can give, really.
Yeah, and I think that the people need to, when they get into the game, they need to understand the mechanics of this game because it's completely different. Unless you've played Tanks, World of Tanks, it's completely different. You can't just get in this and go to any ship you want. You have to start with the first ship and work your way down, and you have to. That's how you learn the game. I know a lot of people have gotten on and Atlanta, which is a tier 7, and they've went into battle and died quickly and not did very good in the battle. And when they come out, they didn't have enough exchange credits to repair their ship. Well, that's because you're not skilled enough to use that ship yet. You have to work your way up to that, and because the game's completely free, but you do have to earn experience and exchange credits. Experience to research your ships and exchange credits to buy them and repair them. So, I mean, it's free as long as you do enough damage to get those two things. But a lot of people I think are get a little confused about that.
Yeah, I mean, let's just say that it's not you can't just rush in. You've got to grind away a bit in order to get yourself up through the tiers. If you just go and buy a premium ship and start playing with it, you're going to struggle really, really badly.
Yep, and I mean, if you're dedicated enough, I mean, I'm up to since in closed beta, I got up to the tier 9 cruiser, which was awesome. I love that, but it took 135,000 exchange credits to after each battle to service that ship if you sunk. So, I mean, and it took me 4 months to get to that. So, I mean, this is not you're not going to progress super fast in this. You progress maybe through tier 1 through tier 6 pretty quickly. But after that, it's a real grind. And, you have to be ready for that. But let me tell you, it's a fantastic game. And, well, you guys want to do a battle real quick, and then after that battle, maybe we'll talk about the biggest problems in the game.
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, I am ready. You ready? Let's battle.
Yeah.
There's 11,000 people on right now. Took 3 seconds to get a battle. Pretty good.
I find the matchmaking's pretty fast on here.
And matchmaking, for the most part, is pretty fair.
Yeah, you can see here we've got two aircraft carriers each, equal number of battleships.
The thing that bugs me about in our team, you have at number 1 division a tier 4 and a tier 3. That tier 3 shouldn't be with us. Well, my bad. I'm thinking I'm in my tier 7.
I've seen some where we've had all tier 4, 3, 4, and 5, and there's been one tier 1 guy. I just feel sorry for him.
Well, and when it's like that, it's not really fair to him, and it's not really fair to your team to have a tier 1 or 2 with a tier 7.
See, I'd lead on from that by saying possibly one of the best things they could do is, practice on the co-op for a bit.
Yeah, fighting bots isn't bad. I mean, you don't get as much exchange credits in XP, but you still get it.
it's good to dial in your sights as well, really. Get used to shooting in front of ships, because you need a set amount of lead for each individual ship in order for your guns to hit, depending on the distance as well. So fighting the bots in the co-op matches, even though you get less rewards for it, is always going to help you out.
Yep, and for new people too, you're moving, and the target you're shooting at's moving and turning. So, I mean, don't get frustrated when it's hard to hit targets.
Just wanted to check. We already headed to sea.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to C. You might want to come up the J line, just so a destroyer don't come up on you.
Yeah.
If you're in a CV, everybody, don't ever just stay still, because they put you. Everybody knows exactly where they put carriers every time.
Now, that's another thing I've just thought might be useful at the start of the video. I noticed that you refer to it as a CV. A lot of people might not know what these terminologies are, so it might be useful going over some of those.
Yeah, CV's a carrier, BB's a battleship, DD's a destroyer, cruisers, people just call them cruisers, and that's just, terminology to use in chat. The cap is obviously, the targets that you want.
Found.
In this particular map, it's A, B, and C, and then you get, obviously you get 3 points for controlling them. But, I mean, just look at the graphics on this. It's just fantastic.
Oh, I love the graphics on there.
Communicating in that's key too.
Yeah, I like the fact that, obviously we're all on TeamSpeak at the moment, and when I'm playing, I'm usually always on it, talking to people. But you got to remember, though, that there's people who aren't on TeamSpeak, so you got the chat there as well to talk.
No whisper target found.
He's just moved out of my range.
Yeah. He's running from us.
Yeah, the one thing I will say as well is that the fighters to the bombers doesn't really work. That's something that needs to be addressed on.
I've not had much experience with the bombers. I suppose I've only used the carriers a little bit.
Well, with the bomber, you have to line up. You want to either be going straight at a ship or from in front or in behind, and that gives you more chance to hit your target. But there's such a big circle that they can drop their bombs in. It's kind of, I don't like using bombers. I wish you could be able to, say I want all torpedoes or whatever, but you can't do that.
Yeah, I was a bit gutted because I was looking through the tech tree, on my American carriers, and the next carrier I get, which is the second American carrier on the list, I can't remember its name, the tier 5 one. It when you upgrade the hull, you have a choice of either torps and torps and fighters, or fighters and bombers. You can't just have like torps and more torps, It was just annoying how you can't customize it to how you like.
And in closed beta, you could customize it, and it was cool. but it's not. I guess it doesn't work that way, and I don't know why they took that feature of it out of the game, but it definitely was better when you could pick and choose what your aircraft was made up of.
Another thing I'd say to people who are kind of new to the game and unsure about the mechanics, when you first fire at a ship, just fire one round instead of all of them.
Did you get that ship blowing up?
I got critical
You're on
damage
the-
on that one. So
You're on the border.
Yeah.
No whisper target
I'm
found.
working on the Arkansas beta. It's half dead.
Yeah, it's one click for one volley
No whisper
from
target
one
found.
turret, or if you hold down if you click it and hold down, then it fires repeatedly, and then if you double click it, you get everything fires at once.
I tend to just tap once per shot, personally.
If I got something, targeted in, I fire everything at once.
Oh yeah, if I'm close enough and I know they're gonna hit, I will. This is what I hate about the battleship. I'm going to a port where I pretty much need to turn and fire from the starboard side, which obviously means a hell of a long turn speed on my guns.
One thing you can do is go out and hold right click, turn around and right click, and then start turning your ship. And while you're doing that, your guns they're turning while you're turning, or before you start turning. I just did the same thing you did.
We
So did
nearly
he,
got
though.
this killed. Oh, he's beached. I've started repairing less. I've just got hit. My main turret's damaged, but that's only one of my 6 weapons, so I'm not going to rush to hit the Arky yet. Knowing my luck, I would hit the Arky and someone would set me on fire immediately after.
Yep. And definitely do that whenever you got torpedoes coming at you.
Yeah. Oh, it's dead.
Good job, Pain. Alright, start going toward B.
See, now would be a good time for me to repair it. Although it's not repairing it.
Do you still have ability?
Yeah, I'm mashing off.
Your fire team spit out for you, or whatever they call that. Because if you leave, a fire won't just keep burning. It'll only burn for a certain amount of time.
Oh, yeah, this isn't. It's not a fire though. It's my turret that was destroyed. I mean, maybe I've just discovered something that I didn't previously know. I mean, if you don't repair it fast enough, does the turret permanently stay destroyed?
No, it's repaired. Everything in the game only will only be damaged unless it's destroyed. If it's just damaged, then
I think it must be destroyed. It's got an X through it, so
yeah, it's destroyed then.
I should have hit R. I was trying to prove a point by how you shouldn't always hit it straight away, but that actually cost me.
Earths are coming my way, and I'm coming yours. Maybe I can get that Kush guy. Crush.
No
Kush.
whisper target found.
I can hear torps somewhere. It's a bit of advice. Play with sound, even if it's just minimal. Hearing the torps is sometimes the only way you spot them.
No whisper target found.
I've got a cruiser to my starboard side that I need to deal with. So I'm not going to be firing at Kush.
Oh no, I'm dead.
Damn.
Yeah, I think having the fighters on the carriers is a big advantage. Blocking your fighters with your torque planes and stuff like that, so that you can sort of try and get them through. Because if they've got two sets of fighters and you're trying to get through a set of torpedo bombers, it's not happening.
Oh, sugar. I just ran into some torps, I'm nearly dead. I sometimes forget that cruisers have torps as well.
One thing I will say is that
I'm out.
certain modifications to the game are allowed on this. And if you check out the fan art section of the forum, you can get some pretty good game mods. One of the ones that I've found that really helps is fluorescent torpedoes, which obviously sometimes it's quite hard to see the torpedoes in the line that they're coming in. With the fluorescent torpedoes, you can see them a lot easier.
I just want to let you know, Ben, that you're kind of on your own there. Everyone else around you is dead.
Oh, I know. You should get on me and watch the flames.
Yeah, I'm watching you now. I accidentally right-clicked, which kind of put me off you. At the moment, I'm not watching you your attackers. I'm just watching you burn. It looks pretty cool.
It is cool. Well, watch me sink before we get out of this.
Yeah.
This is so cool, and everybody sinks differently too.
Yeah, I like it when it cracks down the middle, kind of like the Titanic effect.
See the steam rising up. It's awesome.
I like how sometimes you fire with armor piercing, and you fire from too far away or at the wrong spot. You'll physically see the round just bounce off the ship, like fly off the deck or something.
Yeah, well, you'll see just a hole go in one side and out the other side of the boat.
Who have we got left? I think these two are pretty much dead, aren't they? I'm watching Lieutenant Colonel at the moment. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to watch these die, or do you want to start a different game with different ships?
I don't mind.
I'm just kind of zooming in on the graphics on this. You can see a nice fire on his deck there. In fact, let me make my radar smaller to see it better.
The hole in the smokestack's pretty cool. The fire glowing in there.
Yeah, I'm looking directly underneath it, just under the main turret, the middle one. There's like a massive hole in the side of his ship.
Oh yeah, that's cool. But he's got holes underneath the water. Which if you're looking at you see those 5 holes right there on the waterline almost.
Yeah.
Underneath the smokestacks, that's what they call citadel hits. That's where you want to aim. It's citadel hits.
Yeah.
Which are worth a lot of points and money. And
they're usually at the bottom of smokestacks or underneath weapons where all the ammo's stored.
Yeah, I mean, in my last game, I one-shot a cruiser. I got him with a Citadel hit in the magazine store and just blew him to pieces with one round.
I two-shotted a battleship with my St. Louis. That was pretty nice. I think I got 7 Citadel hits. The St. Louis is
Nice.
just amazing. You know, it's got so many weapons on. It's a lot easier to get Citadel hits, I find. Okay, what's this guy doing? He seems to just be running off.
He's running because he doesn't want to die.
See, this is... I know we're going to get onto pet peeves in a bit, but this is one thing that annoys me. It's like, just go in and get some credits. Get some hits on them, you know? If I know I'm going to die, I'm going to take something down with me if I can.
Well, and see, I mean, I don't know, but he was on that team that, you know, he was the tier 3 in our group. So he's new. Well, I guess.
Oh, and he's going down by the bow. That was pretty cool, that. Well, that pretty much is a replica of Titanic. I watched Titanic last night, so that's fresh in my mind.
Our guy he just destroyed one of their carriers.
Oh, there he goes.
Very cool. I'm gonna use my Cleveland this time.
Which one's a Cleveland? That's a cruiser, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tier 6.
See, I'm almost tempted to pull out my St. Louis. I just don't know if it's gonna be best armor-wise.
No, you could use your battleship, or the battleships. You know, it would do all right.
Yeah, I've also got the Phoenix.
Phoenix would do okay.
A lot of people who I play with are having so much fun with the Kuma at the moment.
I think my favorite ship is the St. Louis. I mean, it's nothing to get 150, 190 hits. You know, it's fun. So, what do you guys? What's your you guys pet peeves with the game right now?
One that's really kind of annoying me is when it comes to scrap a ship. If you've got upgrades on, you can't scrap it without spending the gold doublons.
Well, there is a way. There's a drop down. When you're on that screen to sell it, there's a drop down and it says destroy or delete. I can't remember. There's a way to do it without spending doubloons.
Oh right, we'll have to do it after this battle. Get it on film and people will be able to watch and learn for themselves then. Because I'm out of slots now, and my old battleship, the South Carolina, I have no intention of using it ever again. But I'm kind of at the point where I couldn't scrap it, so it'd be nice to find out how to do that.
I'll show you after this battle, just remind me.
The good old South Carolina. How I don't miss it.
I mean, my biggest pet peeve right now is, I mean, this match is pretty good as far as carriers go, but the carrier match play is, I just don't care for it. I mean, a lot of times you get stuck. You're a tier 5, for instance, and you get stuck fighting. The other team has 2 tier 5s, or a tier 6 and a tier 5. And, you know, I don't like that part of it. And as far as the, you know, the squadrons that each line has, like the lower tier American carrier line, you only get, like I have a fighter and a torpedo squadron. But a lot of the same tier Japanese carriers have 3 torpedo squadrons and a bomber squadron. And I just really bugs me. I don't. It's not balanced that way. I don't think.
It definitely makes it worthwhile to do your research, though, doesn't it? You know, if you want to use a particular type of ship to decide which country to use.
Now, on the flip side of that, I've heard people say that the lower American tiers are outmatched by the Japanese, but the higher tier American carriers outmatch the Japanese. So I don't know. I'd hate to put all that work into it and then figure out I should have done a Jap line, but
it's worth planning ahead, really. Then, isn't it? You know, if you get some spare time, sit down and have a look through the stats higher end and have a look at what where you want to be in the game, what kind of ships you want to use, and then make your decision there. I suppose everyone's game will be slightly different in what they choose, depending on how they decide to play. Like for me, I'm pretty focused on the battleships, and the American ones, at least to me, seem a lot better than the Japanese ones. But then for the destroyers, I've decided that the Japanese ones are where I want to go.
Yep, totally agree with that.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I'm a bit stuck on the cruisers, though. I'm hearing mixed. At the moment, I'm obviously on the American. That's pretty much just out of default how I ended up playing. But I'm mixed.
The Japanese cruisers, I'm not 100% on this, but they're higher tiers. I believe you'll have torpedoes, but the like the Desmonte, I don't know if that's still tier 9 or tier 10, but that fire rate is like, I mean, you can fire like 8 salvos a minute with the Des, so that's kind of, you're picking or choosing what you want. And the turn speed on it's great, so torpedoes are easily dodged.
No whisper target found.
Speaking of torpedoes, we've got a couple of destroyers.
URF, do you have a certain pet peeve that's bugging you at the moment?
I think that the accuracy might be a little bit off on some of the battleships.
Yeah, now I don't know if they do that because, if the accuracy was too good, obviously you'd die so fast that.
No whisper target found.
Yeah, it might be a bit overpowered in some cases.
And I think it's why the accuracy so bad. But
then you've also got to take into account that it's pretty finely balanced anyway with the turn-in ability and the long reload time as well. So a little bit more on the accuracy.
No whisper target found.
Do a bit of wonders.
I haven't looked in the accuracy for higher up. Do they improve in accuracy as you get further up?
I'm not sure on that. I do know that there's upgrades you can put on to improve accuracy. I just put a couple upgrades on my Arkansas, and that are the ones I could have put one for accuracy, or I decided to go with higher reload and turret rotation.
Found.
Watch out, Ben. I don't know if you saw there's a destroyer that just went out of view.
Yeah.
I'm gonna push wide a little bit, try and catch him from the side here.
There he is. He's turning to launch torpedoes. Beats himself. Yep.
Now's our time to destroy this guy. There we go. That's one of the worst things you can do with a destroyer, is get yourself beached.
Because their armor's paper thin, so a couple of shots on it and they are dead.
I'll tell you what's funny is I just said that the worst thing you can do with a destroyer is beach it, And my dad started laughing. My dad's playing on the computer beside me, and he's just beached his as I said that.
Well, here he fired torpedoes at me, and he would have hit me 3 times, but he wasn't in range. I noticed a lot of people with destroyers launch their torpedoes, and they're basically launching at nothing because they don't have the range on them. A torpedo on the lower tiers only
No
goes
whisper
like 5 or
target
6
found.
kilometers at the most, so. Hey, there's a carrier to our right.
You think what I'm thinking?
Oh, yeah.
Let's take him out.
It's exactly where I'm heading at the minute. I'm just too slow.
Always
I'm
use
getting
HE
shots
on.
off.
Always use HE on carriers, did you know?
I'm using them
armor's
now,
thin.
but I didn't know that.
Well, the armor's so thin that the AP goes all the way through it. You do more damage. Plus, if you set a fire, they can't launch planes.
Yeah. I'm going to try and get close. I've got some torpedoes. They've got about 5k's range. Let's see if it's don't drop before I get in range. See that? The thing I don't like about torpedoes is the kind of mentality. He's on fire. The kind of mentality of the people that use them, I think. It almost seems like a last hope weapon. So it, like you said, Ben, about people firing and not really understanding their ranges. I think a lot of people I've seen just fire whenever they reload without really any care about where they're firing. They just kind of fire and hope for the best, which has caused a lot of friendly fire before.
Well, before we started filming this, URF and I was in a battle, and I sat and watched the destroyer launch torpedoes for 20 minutes from 12 kilometers out. And I guess he wasn't smart enough to realize that when his torpedoes were disappearing, you're not in range. So instead of getting closer, he just kept doing it. It was
No
just kind
whisper
of
target found.
crazy.
Now I'm right in saying, aren't you see that you've got these bombers in the air here. They can't do anything now. Like the person who we've just sank in his carrier, he can't control these aircraft now he's sank, is it?
Yep. Now, if you send them on a mission before you sink, then they will carry out that mission. But then they're done.
So maybe some advice then, if you know you're about to die, send them somewhere and, click to drop them somewhere. You might just get something.
Yeah, I've gotten a kill with my torpedo squadrons before doing that.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've got
No whisper target found.
any anti-air on this ship yet.
Is it fully upgraded?
I don't believe it is.
Yeah, you probably don't then.
One thing I've learned recently, though, is by holding the control key, you can target, your secondary weapons rather than leaving them to fire at random. It's really useful to avoid the fighter squadrons and target the torps instead, because they're the things that are going to hurt you. Am I right in saying that the fighters don't actually do anything against our ships?
What's that?
The fighters that you get on carriers, when I've used them, I don't seem to, unless I just don't know how, I haven't seemed to be able to attack a ship with them.
You can't attack a ship with, you can only attack other planes.
Yeah. So that's even more reason then you want to target the torps and everything else and ignore those.
And if you target the scout planes from other ships, because they're giving your position up.
Yeah. Oh damn, I hit the wrong key. I keep doing that. When you hit the Z key to zoom in on your, follow, quite often hit the Windows key instead.
I use the shift button to zoom in and out.
Oh no, I mean when you fired the rounds and you can kind of have a cinematic, following the the rounds after they've left.
Oh yeah, that's cool. One tip that helps me a lot, I know, is if you see like a battleship fire at you, start turning. Don't stay on the same track.
Yeah. It's really useful, that, because their turning circle on their weapons, the time it takes them to turn around from port to starboard is just insanely long. So if you've got a cruiser, you can outmaneuver the battleship, and if it's firing port, get around its starboard side and fire at it.
Cleveland in front of us.
Oh, that was a beautiful shot that I just captured in the cinematic. Fired over that mountain there and just got a nice shot on his front deck.
You're on the border. Oh. I am dead. I broke in two.
Crap. One thing I've noticed, I don't know if it's a tactic or anything that is often used, but I've seen a lot of people doing it. They have battleships and kind of, see how I was on the border there, I see a lot of them just kind of rimming down the side of the map. They don't appear to be doing anything other than running to the side.
Well, when you see that, you need to report to people, because there's a glitch in the game, and I don't know how it works, but if your ship is halfway outside the line, you don't take damage.
Oh really? Wow, I never knew.
Well,
that's
you have to put a program in with it. So, when you fire at somebody and you see that and they're on the halfway out the line, if they're not taking damage, report them. Good kill, URF. This is why I like the Cleveland. I got 165 hits.
You were saying about report them. Is it just that you're talking about the end of game report, where you can kind of right click and report them? Or is there a better way of doing that?
You can report them in game if you want to. You can either you can press down tab and hit control, and then find their name and right click on it. Or if they're in chat, you can just hold control and move your mouse over their name and right click.
I wonder how effective that is, and if it actually gets followed up on or anything. Because I imagine there's a lot of people who report people just because they're butthurt about losing or anything like that. A teammate who they don't feel supported them well enough, they'll report them for playing poor or something.
Yeah, I think it depends on probably what you report them for. I mean, I've reported people for misbehavior in chat. I'm sure once you get so many of them, they look at what you've been saying, and they might give you a day or two comms ban. And then you can report them for using a bot. I'm sure they look at it pretty quickly, but.
Oh, I'm the only guy left. Sorry, lads, is it going to go well for us? It doesn't. I'm wary that this guy knows I'm here, and he's probably waiting to do what I'm about to do to him, and that's top the hell out of him. Either that, or he's just parked up in the rocks and he's gone for a piss.
It's gonna be cold looking though.
I'm ignoring everything else. I'm going straight to this guy.
He's waiting on you. He's waiting on you in the wrong position though. You beached yourself.
Yeah, that was terrible. I was too busy trying to talk him. I didn't look at where I was bloody driving. Oh well. Oh, I was just about to top him again. That was terrible. I'm still a noob on this game, I'll admit that. So, should we talk about how to scrap that ship? without spending the doublons.
Yep. See, let's see my Arkansas. Okay, so click on the ship you want to remove and go to modules.
Yep.
Here, hold on. It's been a while since I've done this. Okay, so hit sell. Right click on this. You don't have to go to modules. Just right click and hit sell, and then where it says go. Okay, where it says dismount.
I think I've just found it. I think
where it says dismount, instead of hitting 25, just hit sell.
Yeah, I never noticed that demount. Sell the ship for 304 shiny pennies. Yes, please. Well, hey, thank you. So that takes away the thing that really pissed me off the most by this game was the fact that it was a nice game to spend without forced spending. And I was like, well, they've just kind of implemented forced spending there, but I take it back, they haven't.
Yep, it's it made me mad too. But like you said, I mean, if you don't, you're just not used to the game, you know.
Yeah, I'm a noob. I mean, you get 6 slots. I think personally, for someone who's not willing to pay, I think 6 slots is plenty to kind of have a decent variety to play with.
Yeah,
it gives you enough for at least one of each line of ship.
I've got 1 destroyer, 2 cruisers, 2 battleships, and a carrier, and I got 1 vacant slot. And I'm halfway down the cruiser line, so I mean, if you want more slots, you got to pay for it. A lot of times they run a half off sale, but
I'll be honest though, what is it, 300 doublon things per slot? But have you looked at the cost of actually buying this in-game currency? It's not too expensive, is it?
No, I don't think so.
Compared to other games where you might play online, or even if you physically buy a game on like a console or something, if you just want a couple of extra slots, then you might be looking at about a $5, $5, £5, and you'll have so much change out of that to spend on other things in the game, and you don't even have to spend it. You can just kind of leave it there and use it in the future.
Well, I mean, I've looked.
It's 300 a slot, is it? I think, and you get 1,250 for £4.35.
Wow. So yeah, it's not even £1 to get another slot.
Yeah, I mean it's very cheap in my opinion, especially coming from a game and games that it costs you an arm and a leg to play. This is pretty reasonable in my mind.
Definitely.
Well, it's less than a base hit, isn't
it? No doubt.
Yeah.
All right, you want to do one more?
Or? Depends how much time have you got. We've been on for 43 minutes.
Let's call it then.
Yeah. All right.
I guess we're gonna try to do this. I don't know if we'll do it every week or every other week but we're gonna put these videos together and keep them out there for tips and also if if you want to join our website, it's World of Warships Crib on Facebook. I don't know the exact website. Y'all know the website?
I'll put the link in the description.
It'll be facebook.com/World Warships Crib.
And if anybody wants to message us, if y'all want us to do a little show on a specific, talk about a specific thing or use a specific ship, let us know. We have there's not just the 3 of us. There's other people that we can even have other people on the panel. Like if you've got or on the in the division, if you got a ship that we get enough requests for. So thanks for watching. You got anything to say, Rob or Irf?
I can't think of anything now.
No, I don't think I've got anything either.
Cool beans. Well, thanks for watching.
See you later.